Hey y'all, this is Jessica with Bless Your Heart. Let's do a vertical ombre ghost tumbler today. We're going to start with a 20-ounce skinny from Stainless Steel Depot, and we're going to use the epoxy method for our glitter adhesion today. We want to do a nice thin coat because we're going to be using finer glitters today, and we want to get it as nice and smooth as possible. Once we got that all coated, we're going to move on to our glitter. For the glitters, we're going to use the Peachy Olive Glitter Expo and the Glitter Guy Aged Amber. Okay, for this glitter, we're going to start with the Expo, and we're going to go full coverage right through the middle of this section. And we are going top rim to bottom rim full coverage. Now for a vertical ombre, you are just going to move your wrist back and forth, and you're going to let that glitter kind of fall over each other. And as it more falls over, that fade is going to kind of disperse, I guess, a little bit more. And that's one of the tricks to a vertical ombre. It's all in the wrist. And we're going to do the exact same thing with the aged amber. We're going to go full coverage in the middle of this section, top rim to bottom rim, and then we're just going to twist our wrist back and forth until we are happy with how that fade looks. And that is completely user preference. Once we're happy with that fade, we're going to let this layer of epoxy dry and then put another layer of epoxy on to get this nice and smooth and get ready for the next step. My next step is going to be sanding everything down and getting ready for decals. I'm going to use my little cordless Dremel thing here, and I'm going to go along the very top rim to expose the tiniest little bit of stainless steel. And that is to give us something for these final layers of epoxy to adhere to, instead of trying to create that seal on the very top where it's not really going to last very long for us. Once I get that done, I'm going to use my little palm sander here, and I'm just going to lightly go over every piece of this cup. I'm going to go a little harder on the very bottom to try to keep the death wobble away. Normally we don't have that problem because we sand very good though. And I'm just going to rinse this off, wipe it off with some alcohol, and move on to the next step. For my vinyl today, I'm going to use Bamf Thang, and I cut offsets out of this Cricut textured gold. This cup is a monthly challenge cup from the Glitter Guys Facebook page. They give you a design or an element to use, and for this one we got to pick out a second element. So the design they chose for me was ghosts, and then the design I chose was hearts. So I just went into Creative Fabrica, found this super cute multi-heart template. saved it to my computer, opened it up in my Silhouette Studio, and just cut the hearts out of what I had left over out of this vinyl. Once I'm happy with all these hearts being placed where I want them, I'm going to go ahead and go into the offset. Since this is a textured vinyl, you're not going to be able to see those underlines or anything, and it's going to turn out just fine. For the offsets, it is the exact same thing I do every time. I go into the design in my Silhouette Studio and I create an offset of whatever measurement you want. Then I create an inset of the exact same measurements, and that is going to help you split the difference on both sides of the edge of that vinyl to give you nice leeway in case something is messed up a little bit. You have some wiggle room. But for me, that is the best way I have figured out to create these funny shaped offsets. If anybody knows a better way, please let us know. After you get your offsets all put down and all this vinyl work is done, go ahead and seal this somehow. My choice is polyacrylic. I'm going to do 2 coats of this sealer just to ensure that none of these little offsets lip up on me, and then I'm going to epoxy until smooth once that is nice and dry. And here we go. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.